Hello, my name is Anna Buxengard, and the artist that I chose for this presentation is Georgia O'Keeffe. The number one reason why I chose Georgia O'Keeffe was because she was one of the very first artists that I remember learning about when I was younger, around the age of 12 or 13, back in middle school, and I remember loving her art and I loved learning about her, so this was a great flashback to have while I put together this presentation. So, Georgia O'Keeffe is one of the most popular artists of the 20th century and is most known for her contribution to modern art. She was born on November 15th in 1887 and grew up on a farm near Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. And she died in Santa Fe on March 6, 1986. She was 98 years old. Georgia O'Keeffe first truly recognized that she wanted to be a serious artist once she got more towards the end of her high school career. She later attended the Art Institute of Chicago and was also a part of the Art Students League in New York shortly afterwards. After about 4 years of her practicing art, she began studying the ideas of Arthur Wesley Dow, and this is where a lot of her interests in abstract art came from, and we'll actually be looking at a few abstract pieces that she has here later in the presentation. By the 1920s, O'Keeffe was considered one of America's most successful artists. She was best known for her paintings of New York skyscrapers, such as this one right here. This one is Radiator Building, Night, New York. She was also well known for her paintings of flowers, such as this one. This one is named Red Canna. So her continuous painting of flowers began to turn into more abstract things, such as this one. This one is Gray Line with Lavender Yellow. A lot of her titles begin to simply describe what is depicted on the canvas. Um, these abstract images, some of them were modeled towards flowers, others were simply just abstract images, but many have assumed that these abstract works were actually a nod towards female sexuality. With this assumption from many skeptics, Georgia has denied that her work has any association with female sexuality, but still, uh, a lot of feminists have really considered her work as something that is very female positive and something that really glorifies female sexuality. And right here is another great example of what they are referring to, and this one is white and blue flower shapes. By 1929, O'Keeffe had started visiting the state of New Mexico quite frequently. She would continue to spend a lot of her summers working there for the next 20 or so years. And along with this, you can really see that her work began to reflect the New Mexican atmosphere that was around her, such as this one, which is Ram's Head, White Hollyhock Hills, as well as this next one here, which is Pedernal Mountain. Um, by 1949, she had finally made New Mexico her permanent home. By the 1950s, Georgia began traveling internationally, which of course inspired many paintings and other works, especially like this painting of Machu Picchu, as well as this next painting, which seems to be a painting of Mount Fuji. By age 90, Georgia O'Keeffe's vision had actually began deteriorating severely. But instead of giving up her lifelong love of creating art, she hired a handful of assistants to help her continue to create paintings and other pieces of art, such as this one, which is a painting called Blackwash Circle and Spots. And there's also another one that she had made with the help of her assistants, like this one, which is entitled Abstraction Pink and Green. So, of course, she was making all of this art with her assistants. She wasn't giving up on her lifelong love of creating art, but unfortunately, on March 6, 1986, Georgia O'Keeffe did pass away at the age of 98. She did leave a lifelong legacy behind her, and there is no denying that, and she continues to be a popular historical figure in the American art world. And attached are my sources, and thanks so much for watching.